I'm Shelly Turner with the Builderall team. In this video, we're going to add the anchors and create the anchor menu so that you can navigate this page. So we have a menu right here, and then we also have a menu at the end of the page right here. So those are the menus that we're going to be creating in this video. Let's jump into the editor and get started. So here I am in the editor, and the first thing we need to do before we actually put in the menu is to create the anchor points. So I'm going to go to the plus sign, and I'm going to go to apps, and then on apps I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to find the area that says anchor, and I need several anchor points. Let's take a look at the original and look at all the anchor points that we need. So we need the home anchor, about us, services, contact, and location. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 anchor points. So let's go back to the editor and create 5 anchor points. So all I'm going to do on this screen is click anchor 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now it should have added 5 anchor points for me, but it doesn't look like it. That's because they're stacked together. So I'm going to pull them out, and we'll see if we have 5 of them. We have 5 anchor points. So now what I'm going to do is actually name my anchor points. And to do that, all I do is right-click right on the anchor point and go to Edit. And for this one, I'm going to call it Home, and then click Confirm. For the second one, I'm going to right-click, I'm going to edit, and I'm going to name it About Us. The third one, I'm going to go to Edit, I'm going to call it Services. The fourth one, I'm going to edit and call it Contact Us. The fifth one, I'm going to right-click and edit, and we're going to call this one Location. So now I've got all my anchor points on the page. I've got them named. Now let's put them in the location that we want them. So I'm going to click and drag the home, and I'm going to put it all the way up to the top. And then for the About Us, I'm going to click and drag that and put it right here at the very beginning of the About Us area. For Services, I'm going to click and drag that. I'm going to bring it down to our Services area. For Contact Us, I'm going to click and drag that one down, and I'm going to add it to our Contact Us area. And then the last one is Location. I'm going to click and drag that. There we go. And I'll keep dragging Location until I can get it added to the location area. Fabulous. And now we'll drag our footer back up. So let's go ahead and check our anchors to make sure they're in the right place. So I've got Home added to the very top. I've got About Us in the area where it talks about us. I've got Services in the area where we talk about what we do. I've got Contact Us in where the contact form is at. I've got Location where our map is at, and then we've got our footer there. So we're doing great so far. So now that we've got all of our anchor points there, the next thing we need to do is create an anchor menu. So I'm going to go ahead and click the plus button, and I'm going to go to Menu. When I click Menu, there's a lot of different choices. I'm going to choose the most basic choice right here, which is the very top one. I'm just going to click that. And as you can see, it added what's called an empty menu, meaning there's nothing in there. We haven't added anything yet. So I'm going to just click and drag it and put it up here. And now I need to create a little bit of space in this header for the menu. So I'm going to click and drag this down by the arrow. So this banner, I've dragged it using the arrow. And when I do that, it drags everything else with it and pushes it down. It doesn't stack anything. So that's important because I'm going to need to, in a few minutes, drag it all back up. And then I'm going to kind of make this a little bit bigger, just like this. And I'm going to drag this right underneath where it says Fruit Shop. And then because of that, I may want to pull this down a little bit, and I'm going to right click it and make it just a little bit bigger. Try it again and click Confirm. And now that's a little bit bigger and takes up the space a little bit better so that we've got a good use of space in this header. So now let's go ahead and configure our menu. So I'm going to right click and I'm going to first go to configure. And this has a default menu, but what I want you to do is I want you to add your own style for this anchor menu. You can name it specifically anchor menu, and that will help you identify it as a specific menu. What you're going to find out when you build bigger websites is that you want to have several different menus. You may have a menu at the top, a menu at the bottom. You may have another menu that takes them into a membership area. So you want to identify your menus. So I'm going to click Add, and I'm going to name this menu the Anchor menu. And now that I've got it named, I'm going to go ahead and click Add New Item. When I do, I have to name the item. The first area on the menu we want to be Home. So I'm going to type in Home, and I want you to notice that I'm typing in all capitals. This is exactly how it's going to appear on the menu. So if you do it in all capitals, the menu will be all capitals. If you do it in just a capital first letter and then lowercase for the rest, it will appear that exact way. Now I'm going to click Action Taken After, so I'm going to click No Action, and I'm going to choose Anchor. So I need to find the Home Anchor, which is right here. I'm going to click on it and then click OK. And now that anchor is set, I'm going to click Confirm, and it's created that item. Now I'm going to take that item and I'm going to drag it over here under Configuration. And that's going to add it to the actual menu. So I need to create another one. So I'm going to click New Item. And for this one, I'm going to click About Us. And notice I did it in all capitals again. I'm going to click No Action. I'm going to choose Anchor. And down here, I'm going to find the About Us anchor and then click OK and Confirm. And then I'm going to click and drag it over here. New item. I'm going to call this Services. I'm going to click No Action, Anchor, and I'm going to find the Services anchor point and click OK and then Confirm. I'll drag that over, and then New Item, and for this one I'm going to put in Contact Us, and then on No Action I'm going to click Anchor Point and then scroll down until I find the Contact Us and OK and Confirm, and then drag that over, and I've got one more. So New Item, and for this one I'm going to type in Location and then No Action, Anchor, and we'll find the location anchor point and OK, Confirm, and then drag it over. So now that we have pulled everything over into the configuration area, we want to put it in the order that it happens on the page. So the first one needs to be Home, and then About Us, and then Services, and then Contact Us, and Location. So that's the exact order that it's going to show on the menu. So I'm happy with that setup. I'm going to click Confirm. And now you'll see that I have a new anchor menu there, but there's a check mark by the default menu. That means that that's the active menu right now. I need to check mark anchor menu, and to do that, all I need to do is click right on it. That activates that menu, and you can see now that we've got a menu that has all of our anchor points on it. But the colors aren't working for me. We need to make them white. So I'm going to right click on the menu and I'm going to go to Appearance. There's several different styles you can choose from. This one already has the white lettering, so you could choose that style, but I'm going to go ahead and go in and edit this custom style. To edit, all I do is click the gear. And now I've got a lot of possibilities for editing how this menu looks. So for the font, I'm going to go ahead and click that. And I'm going to up it to about 20. That sounds good. That looks really good. And then I'm going to go to Menu Text Color, and I'm going to change the text color to white. And as you can see, it's changed to white, but the hover color is blue. I don't want it to have a hover color, so I'm going to go back to Edit, and I'm going to go back to the menu text color, and on the hover color and the selected color, I'm going to change both of them to white as well. So now when I hover over that, it should not be changing colors at all. So I like that menu. It's looking really good. And I'm going to go ahead and click and drag everything back up the way it's supposed to be. And we'll drag it to the bottom of the header, just like that. And now I'm going to scroll down to my footer. Before I do, I'm going to pull that down so it's even with the menu. And because we've got some changes that we've made, the home anchor point moved, so I'm going to move that back to the top. And I also see that there's a little bit of a spacing issue here, so I'm going to just click and drag these down a little bit to make it look a little bit better, symmetrical. And you can move these items with your arrow, or you can click and drag. So that looks great. Looks like a great use of space. So I'm happy with that. Let's go ahead and do a preview and see what it looks like. Fabulous. So I'm going to go back to the editor, and I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom. And remember that we needed a menu right here. So I'm going to go ahead and click plus, and I'm going to choose menu. And I'm going to choose this same menu style that I chose for the top. And it dropped it right here. So I'm going to click and drag that down into the footer. And I'm going to move my footer up a bit. So now we have an empty menu, and we need to add that anchor menu to this one. So I'm just going to right click, and I'm going to go to configure, and I'm going to click anchor menu. And now you can see that it's actually got that same, all the same anchor points that the one at the top does. So I'm going to close that. Then I'm going to right click again and go to appearance. And it has a custom format, but if you look up here, this is the first one that I created that's at the top. So I'm just going to click that and apply that style to it. So now I've got the exact same style as the top. So now it's looking great, but I don't want it horizontal. I actually want it to be a vertical menu. So I'm going to right click on it, and I'm going to choose menu vertical. So all I do is check mark that, and I now have a vertical menu. And now I can add this right under where it says menu. And I'll pull it down just a little bit for spacing. And now this is actually ready to go. I've done a lot of changes, so I'm going to click save and then save again. And I'm also going to go to all of my anchor points and check and see if they're still in the right place, because every time you juggle sections, the anchor points sometimes get moved out of place. So let's go all the way to the top and make sure our home is where it's supposed to be, about us, services, contact us, and location. So everything looks great. Let's go ahead and preview it and see if the buttons work correctly. So I'm going to go to preview mode, and I'm going to click the menu item, so about us. That works great. And services, contact us, and location. And now we'll check these items. So home, about us, services, contact us, and of course location. So the page is actually working perfectly. And so now our header is finished, our footer is finished, and now we need to consider working on optimizing for tablet and mobile. So I'll see you in the next video.